Hey, crypto friends, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. We're going to look at MDA, which has some action, BCH, and LTC. Not a whole lot going on in the space as we know, but there's some little details we can look at, and there's certainly trading opportunity in MDA for you altcoin players. I'm wearing a fake fur vest because my Halloween costume's a goat, and I felt like being fashionable today. So Bitcoin's a daily inside bar, and we're looking at a tightening range, and pretty much the 4-hour time frames are telling us that tightening ranges are going to continue. So there's some theories that right now we're being held in a tightening range intentionally to decrease volatility in Bitcoin for the potential increase in adoption for the ETF. And, one of the things was the volatility for Bitcoin made it less attractive for that ETF approval. And, that's just speculation at this point. Maybe it's possible, but in my opinion, this weekly time frame, we see this all the time in all kinds of stocks, all kinds of time frames. It's a normal equilibrium. If this weekly chart were to extend another month and not see a clear break, then I would say, all right, this looks artificial. Something's going on here. But this is still natural to me at this point. And I say natural just based on the tens of thousands of other times I've seen this exact same pattern tightening up on all kinds of time frames, waiting for that clear break. So daily inside bar, we look at the 4-hour time frame, and we're seeing a 4-hour higher low form right here. So I had my stop level for my small position that I entered on the initial consolidation after the bull break, and my stop level is down here at 65.45. And I can move that stop level up now, 65.52, save a little bit of taco money if I wanted to, and I will probably do that at the end of this video. But essentially what needs to happen right now is the bulls need to change this hourly trend. And there's some decent bull volume here. If you can see, the bull volume we saw on the way up compared to the bear volume on the way down, the bulls have more volume there. So we have not established an hourly higher low. We bounced straight from the low of 65.52 all the way up to 65.90. But we need an hourly higher low and then a bull break of 65.90 to confirm the hourly trend change and to tell us that a 4-hour equilibrium is the most likely scenario. If that happens, we would look for a lower high, perhaps in the low 6,600s, and a tightening 4-hour range into tomorrow. So right now, bears are comfortable because worst case for a bear, we see a 4-hour equilibrium. Best case for a bear, it's a weak bounce and then continuation down. So the hourly time frame is one to be watching for now, and we'll see if that trend change can follow through for the bulls. And if that volume gives us any indication, I would be looking for the possibility of that setup into tonight. ETH USD, sideways trading, not a whole lot going on the last 7 days at all. Must hold support for the short-term daily trend is 220. We've got resistance at 231.10, and we have a daily inside bar forming. So if this daily inside bar forms, 225.06 is support, 228.45 is resistance into tomorrow. A $3 range, things are certainly getting tight, and the 4-hour time frame setting up for, let's see, we got a lower high, clear lower high, lower low pattern. We have not pulled back as significantly as Bitcoin has. We're further away from losing that little support that was established here back on October 8th. But the bulls need the hourly trend change just like they needed on Bitcoin. And we did have a little higher low here on Ethereum, which looks like it did just barely break, only by 10 cents. We'll say that the bulls are still holding that level and need to see a turnaround and a break of 226.94 to give us follow through on that 4-hour bounce. But on the 4-hour time frame, well, actually, we could change that trend on the 4-hour if we hold this low and then break 226.94. That will break the lower high pattern. But again, not a whole lot going on for ETH. XRP, very weak bounce. Look at the last time we had this weak daily bounce. Bear flag continuation. This is another bear flag. Key must hold support is 4677. The low at this point of consolidation is 4692. So we're coming up to that support level. There's not a lot of space to work with. Having trouble with my magnet. And the 4-hour time frame shows us that we're testing the support. So it's an equilibrium setting up on XRP, 4-hour inside bar. And actually, it's not an inside bar. I take that back. We have one forming now, but this previous one did break to a little higher high there. So we have the low, high of the 4-hour bounce. Higher low is pretty much a double bottom, and we're going to look for a lower high compared to 502 if the bulls can get some follow through on this bounce. So again, another name where the bears have short-term favor because worst case scenario for the bears is pretty much an equilibrium and tightening range into tomorrow. BCH on the daily got some follow through the last couple days, but now we're pulling back. Must hold 497.76 support and form a higher low and then see a break of 530 to change this daily trend. This bull move broke some resistances, but it's not changing the trend until we get a higher low and then confirmation with follow through to a higher high. So 530, very key resistance. We're very weak still. We're looking for a 4-hour support to be established. No bounce has followed through. Inside bar on the 4-hour, and it's the same hourly setup with Bitcoin where we have our low, high of the bounce, have to form a higher low and break 517.97 to change this hourly trend. Another name where the bears are comfortable as we're still struggling to change the hourly trend. If we change the hourly trend for the bulls, we're just looking for a 4-hour equilibrium due to the size of the pullback we saw and the amount of space before we get up to that 530 top. LTC, also a daily inside bar, tightening range, 4-hour time frame, significant pullback. Bears are comfortable because worst case scenario, it's a 4-hour equilibrium. Hourly trend needs to change. No sign of that happening. Anything under 58.45 is just a lower high. Have to change the hourly trend to then be looking for a 4-hour equilibrium to form. Bears really comfortable. MDA BTC, finally some volatility. So not sure if this is just a pump. I haven't come across any news, but I also haven't looked very hard. So if you're going to trade it, definitely want to do a little bit of fundamental research and see what's going on. But we have an increase in bull volume on the daily time frame. We have a lot of volatility. Look at the 15-minute pullback here. We went from 18.7 to 13.7, over a 25% pullback, and then a significant bull move right back up, over a 50% bull move. So down 25%, up 50%, tons of trading volatility. And we had a signal here where, let's see, the hourly time frame, trying to find the most clear signal with all this volatility. And essentially, it is just volume. Big volume spikes for the bulls, breaking lots of resistance and then getting significant follow through. So we had a wave of action for both the bulls and bears to profit, and then sideways trading, tight, 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 and then another wave of action. And then we had most recently, a 15-minute pattern where we had our top of the move, low of consolidation, lower high, higher low, and the bulls must hold this support of 16.8 and 16.6. Because if those levels are broken, there is a lack of support nearby, and the bears could see another all-out dump like we saw back here previously. So again, there is tons of volatility in both directions, very high risk, high reward, but in this market environment where there's not a whole lot going on and not a lot of trading opportunity, this is definitely attractive to many traders who are just looking for some large volatility to make some moves based off of. So that's where we stand heading into tomorrow. Again, not a whole lot changing. We know when it changes, it's going to change fast, but that's not happening at this point. Just some little observations to pick up in terms of volume and most likely scenarios of 4-hour equilibriums, best case for the bulls. That's all we got. I hope you all continue to do good things out there. We got a little bit more Iceland here at the end of the video, and I am moving tomorrow. I'll probably get those videos out at some point, but we'll see. No promises. See you tomorrow. Maybe.